version. There's Dr. V. There's going to be some surprises, some surprise guest stars coming on there in a second. I see a couple happening, but we got to get it started here first. It's me and Dr. V. Dr. V just had a beautiful wedding, went to a beautiful wedding. His family had a great time. He's got the grandkids. They're here. They know more technology than we do, but we are still stuck doing this with him as Max Headroom. Dr. V starring as Max Headroom as we go forward with this. But we start, you want to introduce the guest stars quickly there, Dr. V, before we begin?
Yeah, Lorelai, hop in here. What do you say, Lorelai? Lorelai keeps us informed of...
Come on, get her closer to you. Get her closer to you. Get there, you get closer to Grandpa. Come on, Lorelai. Where are you going the other way? Get to Grandpa. There you go, that's better. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Say, what do you have to say, Lorelai?
I have no idea what you just said.
Good answer. Good answer. Who's next? Who's next as we go forward here? Who's next?
Here, Mike, get in here.
Hey, Mike, what's happening? That was quick. Mike's making the food.
Just pop his head in.
And there's Mike's art right behind you there. Independence Hall.
What does it mean?
It means that you're interested in somebody. And that
Yes, I got a lot of lists.
Okay.
I got a lot of lists.
Okay.
Is this real?
This is real. We're live, guys. Okay, that ends that. Goodbye. Volps, let's go. Dr. V, we can't let this happen.
They're out of control.
They're out of control. That's how love goes. Okay, Dr. V.
That's why we need somebody who's going to medicate them, right?
Okay, no, Dr. V, let's go. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. We're here on the pre-election. Dr. V. As we go forward, Dr. V and me, there he is. I wasn't sure if Dr. V was going to be able to make it. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, keep it lower. Dr. V, you got it under control now. Dr. V didn't have it under control quickly there. He had his granddaughter. He has his son. Everybody's having a great time there. They're having a good time. Here we are. We're in the pre-election. Tuesday. This is when it happens. Every Sunday, we appreciate our look at all these comments already starting. Clint's starting. He's going with Trump. Spartacus, we love you, Spartacus. Yeah, give us a thumbs up, Spartacus. Now, look, we're not into Trump, but we appreciate the people who support Trump. You're our friends. We're here as we go forward. Let me get forward. Let me forget everything. We are here. It's our pre-election. We're going to start talking. We have predictions for you. Let me note a couple things. Mark, Just an American Citizen. On Just an American Citizen, we have a poll. If you want to vote on the poll, it's not just is it Harris or Trump, but could it go to the House for the electoral? If there's an electoral college tie, not enough for her or him to win, please go and vote there. Thank you for coming on. We're all ready. Here we go. My thoughts as we're going forward. It's very crazy what's happening out there. I've been watching Fox. Like, I can't stop watching Fox. And all they say there is Trump can't lose. Trump can't lose. Okay? That's all you hear. I'm starting to wonder if this isn't manufactured momentum. Certain people I know, and I'm not going to mention names, likes to look at the gambling sites to see what the gambling sites are doing. I try to explain to those people that the gambling sites have really become a setup. You can't believe the gambling sites because you get certain people who put all the money in there because they wanted to go a certain way to make the manufactured momentum. Then you have other people who, for some reason, I don't understand, actually think those people are voting because they believe in it, and they get nervous, and they start voting the way the other guy's going with their money. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's what certain people do. It's called manufactured momentum. I like you, Gunther. Okay, now we're not taking a position yet, but it's manufactured momentum. Everything you read, he can't lose, he can't lose, he can't lose, he can't lose. But if you've been listening to what's going on, I think this week has been a massive change. That Madison Square Garden meet, a big thing there. I think he got hurt. When he put that guy up to talk. And he said something about the Puerto Ricans being garbage. Understand what happened there. He hired this guy, whether it's him personally or somebody who works for him. He hired this guy, and he vetted this guy's speech. They were going to call Kamala a C. They changed the word. They didn't let him do it, but they let this so-called joke go out. And he called this guy with a roast joker. Well, I know roast. Go on the Dean Martin roast. A little bit uncomfortable with Sammy Davis Jr. and Nipsey Russell, but basically a roast is friends jump at a guy they know who they like, a man or a woman, and do this isn't what this is just some guy saying bad stuff about everybody, and people see it, and people are starting to hear the real Donald Trump. They're starting to understand. He's talking about the guns, putting Liz Cheney on the front lines, as if he hasn't. What has he done? He's done nothing except let bone spurs get him out of Vietnam, fake bone spurs, which who knows, have gone up here. But let's understand where we all stand, okay? Because I'm upfront about where I stand. But as we're going to get into where I think is going to happen, who's going to win or lose, what I'm very upset about is that Trump called America a garbage can, because I always said Trump was the garbage. And it bothers me that he takes my words and tries to turn it against the United States. Look, let's start looking at where we are. Do you want a guy or a woman who hates this country? I'm out of my mind, Jimmy. Everybody's always said I've been out of my mind. That's not the issue. What's great is I love the comments. By the way, thank you for the comments. Whether we agree with you or not, this is what America is. I love it. It's the Bill of Rights. It's great. You may be wrong. You may be right, but I love you. Who cares? And let me tell you, part of what's so cool about this is when you talk about a guy who hates America, Trump, who hates America, hates them, okay? Will sit there, but love to talk about I'm like censored. Does it sound to you like Trump is censored? Does it sound to you that Vance is censored, that they can't go around and just say whatever they want to say? And it makes you wonder, why don't you love it here? You got a platform. You can talk on any platform. We talk on the YouTube platform. I happen to like YouTube. I'm comfortable on the YouTube platform. There are other platforms, but where else can you go in this world where you could just go on there and just start talking and make it happen and just say, this is here we go, talking Jew. Look, let's understand something here. Okay, you're no real dad. You're nothing. Why do we talk like this? We're Americans. My title is I'm just an American citizen. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what you believe unless you hate America. I love you for it. To start talking about people's religion, to start talking about people's differences, hey, part of what makes us great is who we are and how we take our differences and make it all kind of blend together beautifully so our differences make us better as we go and we use our rights under the First and Second Amendment, really all of our amendments. And you're going to sit there and start talking about person's religion? Look, you want to jump my schnozola? Okay, I can handle that. You want to tell me I look like Mike Lindell? Okay, I can handle that. You want to tell me, I don't know what, but stop with this other stuff. Here we may disagree with one another, but we're all Americans, or most of us, and those who aren't are here to tell us what they think and where they go. Okay, Lima, bye-bye. See you. Look at all these Trumpers. Wow. And it's so crazy because let's keep going. I think the election started changing at the Madison Square Garden thing. Now, everybody talks about, some were trying to talk about on Fox, Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is saying that the supporters were garbage. Well, we don't believe that Trump supporters are garbage. We think most of them are really cool people. But everybody knows Joe Biden is Joe Biden. He says things. He trips over his words. He's basically a good guy who likes most people. They know that. But with this guy they put up there, Trump put up there to make these jive jokes, It just didn't work. And that's why what Biden said doesn't matter. I don't think politically. I don't think anybody really cares. But I think people are now listening to Trump, are now listening. Did you listen to Vance the other day? He says that people are turning trans so they can get into the Ivy League schools. But everything is okay with the normal gay people. Oh, the normal gay. Here we go again. This country getting split up by these dudes sitting there trying to say this kind of stuff. Who are you kidding? You got to just sit there. Why do I ever hear them say they love the country? Trump used the word love the other day, but it doesn't sound like something the Youngblood said. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Gotta love one, try to love one another. Right now, that's what we do as Americans. We have problems. We're separate in a lot of different ways, but that's how this country's been set up. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? We have a lot of differences of opinion. Who cares? What's great is that most of us are just cool. Most of the people who support Trump are cool people. They're not all MAGA-bund. The ones on the far right are the just total MAGA-bunds. But I don't understand. You got issues. So I have that. You also have the issues of women's right to take care of themselves physically, their health. That's a killer. There's been no answer to that. There's been absolutely no answer to that from Trump. Trump put the and he's the reason for it because of Roe, and he put the judges on there. I'm not on them. I don't disagree with it. You know how I feel about Trump. But the bottom line is these are real facts that I think are starting to add up. And I think regular people are starting to sit back. I'm talking to a lot of people about it and saying, I don't like how this guy talks. And I know what this guy's saying. And I know this guy believes this stuff. And he never stops saying it. And he's just, wow, what's going on here? I don't understand. So you sit there and I think the people are starting to break towards Harris. That's what I think is starting to happen. And I think Trump, by doubling down and tripling down and doing everything I can, smoke a bowl. Jeff, I'm going to be 71. What are you telling me I don't know? We're talking hundreds of years. So not hundreds, thank you, not there yet. But the bottom line is I think that Trump is really starting to hurt himself. And I think that people are starting to wake up and listen and say, wow, this guy just keeps talking hate. He never talks love. How can you want to be a president, be the person who represents the people of this country and not say that you love America? How can you say you want to be president of this country and call it a garbage can? How can you say that you want to be president of this country and not say that you see a great future and not say, I understand our past, but this country is great because we as a people are great and we come together and make it happen and we're going to do it on Tuesday because it's going to work. What's wrong with saying that? He's not saying it. And I think those people who've been sitting out and been just saying, wait, are going, I'm coming the other way. And you're starting to hear my prediction. You're starting to hear it, but I'm going to not call it yet, but I'm going to tell you prediction number one. And I've been saying it for a while, and Dr. V's heard it, and we're going to bring him in on this. That which is obvious is obviously wrong. And that normally works. And I think what's happening is everybody's saying Trump, and it's so obvious that it may start going the other way. And I think it's not going to be that close. That's the first prediction. It's going to break on election day, and somebody's going to win in I think in 3-4 days, it's going to be obvious who the winner is, and it's not going to be that close. That's my first prediction. Now, this is what's going to happen. Dr. V is going to take control for a little bit. I'm going to look at your comments, and you know how I do it. Dr. V will be talking for a bit. I'll be giving you a thumbs up, thumbs down. I'll be telling you what I think while he's talking. Let me throw this out first.
Go over here, guys.
Let me tell you first, give us thumbs up, please. We love you. We love you on both sides. We don't care. Please go into Just American Citizen. Please subscribe to Just American Citizen. And please vote on our poll and go into Dr. V, Joe Talks, and let him know what you think. Dr. V, you ready to take control here for a bit? And I'm going to take over the comments with thumbs up, down, a little talk in the background. Go for it.
Yeah, so I was at a wonderful wedding last night. My daughter got
Communism's
married.
yesterday. Go
I
ahead.
was the father of the bride.
Kamala,
And I have
Kathy.
to tell you, all the love in the room. There are people from all sides. People who like Trump, people who
William,
like
she tells you what
Harris.
she said. That's what she
But the
believes.
point
She says the
is,
same
we
thing.
are all
That's why
together.
she says the same thing.
We have love.
Nothing delusional about me, Adam.
And I talked to some people who
I think Harris
were
loves
formerly
America,
Trump
Daniel.
supporters,
That's what I think.
and what I found was that
Hope his thumbs
over
up,
the
Jeff.
past week, their attitude's been changing.
You're
a
right,
little bit.
Jazz. All
They-
he
they
does is
feel that
whine
he's
and
not
whine.
quite there. I'm sorry.
We are, James. Don't stop. Keep talking. I'm in the background. You know me. I'm talking to the comments while you're talking because I can't respond to the comments when I'm talking. So I'm in your background. I'm listening. You're talking. Everybody hears you, and I'm doing a little bit of pss, 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 that kind. Go for it. Go ahead.
I'm so grateful. I have so much gratitude for this country and the people in it and the love that
Trump
was
in
in
the
that
microphone.
group. And I think when it comes down to it, that rules the day. That's what people are
She
looking
does.
for, is somebody to bring the country together, somebody who preaches love and working together. And that's the sense I get. Now, I have to
Keith,
say,
it was
I
all
live in
everybody
the
voted
state
for.
of Pennsylvania, and I live in that county around Philadelphia that's going to be critical.
Attorney
that who's
General
going to get elected.
took care
And I can
during
tell
the
you,
great
from talking to people at the
recession
wedding,
and
that
destruction
there's
of
a
the
sense
mortgages and brought back billions.
people don't want this division anymore. They don't want the hate. They don't want somebody in there who's just interested in getting back at his enemies.
Sorry,
they
you're
want
quantum.
somebody who wants to move the country forward. The ones
All the people who work
who
for
are
him,
for
Kevin Dean,
Kamala
are on
were
2025.
very enthusiastic for her, very supportive. And
Clone.
those people who I think were going to
Clone.
vote for Trump just said both
James, we
candidates
just
are
love you
full of
anyhow.
crap. That was their biggest argument. And I have to say,
No
and I
more
have my
wars, Jeff. Only
granddaughter
fair.
here with me. The reason why I, an old guy, is looking to the future is for people like my granddaughter.
Nothing
that they
legitimate.
have a
The
better
Democratic
country.
Party nominated her.
And she's a girl, and I don't want her
Jersey,
to
you're
hear
right.
crap about someone saying how bad girls are, somebody who doesn't respect women. I want somebody who's a role model for women. And, she's in what grade again? Sixth grade. She skipped a grade or two because she's so smart. Anyway, in her sixth grade, is there any boys who come in?
Hey. Listen. We're getting too heavy. Stop that here right now. Let me throw this out. You're a great kid. We love it. Hang in, Dr. V, and we'll talk about that later. Right now, let's get back, okay? Let's get back to where we were and how we're going. We really love her. Bottom, what he's basically showing is that he has a great family that he loves, a great American family that can grow and become leaders in America and learn. And you want a family to grow with leaders who tell you the truth, leaders who tell you what's going on, leaders who care, leaders who love the country, leaders who want to be able to work with the kids as our kids grow, because it's our kids who are going to be the next leaders, and it's our kids who are going to take us to the next level. They're the smart ones. They're the ones who learn from us, and we have to be able to help them and show them what we're doing and where we are with it. And to have a guy who wants to run and say he's a victim, and to have a guy and sit there and say, oh, it happened to me, and have a guy and say life's horrible when he's a billionaire, and have this guy sit there and tell all the billionaires, you make big money and I'm going to cut the taxes for you. To have Elon Musk go on the other day and say, because they're going to have Elon Musk run everything, this. And he said the first 2 years when he gets a hold of it is going to just be horrible for the country. Elon Musk said this. This is the guy Trump wants to put in charge of efficiency and making it happen. Elon Musk. But I'll bet you this. I'll bet you when it's horrible 2 years for the country, it'll be great for Elon Musk. And it'll be great for all the other billionaires who are out there who just kiss this guy. A guy like Bezos, who I feel horrible for, but he made his move. Amazon, he's got to do what he's got to do business-wise. He also owns the Washington Post, a great newspaper. They were going to put out an endorsement, but he was afraid of Trump, so he had to back off. Now, look, you can say what you want. He said that's not the reason. I believe whatever he says, but you don't just do it 8 days before when the word's going to go out that you're going to be putting out an endorsement. And that's what part of the problem is. You got a guy up there who's just threatening people, making demands, saying it's the way it's going to be, and they're nervous. Trump sued CBS. Did you know that? Trump, this goof, they ain't no goof, this piece of garbage, this traitor, sued CBS because he didn't like, for $10 billion, because he didn't like how 60 Minutes was edited. He wasn't a part of 60 Minutes. He wasn't a part of the interview. He was not just a part of the interview, he was nothing. But he's suing CBS because this is his way to try to control freedom of speech. And this is his way of trying to make sure that he can do whatever he needs to do to be able to control people. He's threatened to take licenses. He's threatened all this, but that's real. Did you know that? Guys who work for Trump, who love Trump, did you know that Trump sued CBS for $10 billion because he didn't like how they edited another interview? Think about this. This is called a guy trying to step in to take control of your life. To take control of your life. You know, I grew up with something a little bit different. It's called different strokes for different folks. You think you know what that means? I know what that means. If people don't know what that means, then I can't tell you, but I think you can figure it out. Different strokes for different folks. And you got a guy who wants to come in and tell you, this is how you're going to live. This is what you're going to do. You're going to do it this way. And if you don't say what I want you to say, I'm going to sue you for $10 billion. And I got the bread to do it because me and my buzz. And if I'm president, I'll have the Justice Department do it. Look at all these comments. I love these comments. The bottom, I love your comments. I do love them. I don't agree with a chunk of them, but I do love them. And thank you for the comments. I hope Dr. V's putting in stuff and taking control of all this. But the bottom line is, how am I wrong? What am I saying is wrong? This guy sued, fact, F-A-C-T, sued CBS for $10 billion because he didn't like how they edited something. You know something? I was thinking, when you tell me how that's not true, I was thinking about something else. We talked about this before. There was this group many years ago. Yeah, I know I'm a boomer, but we had great music, man, except for Pink Floyd. But I know I'm a boomer. So we go down, there was a group called D.R.V. And they had a song, Jocko Homo. Oh, I'm sure Trump would love that until he finds out what it meant. And it meant de-evolution. We de-evolve. Are we not men? We are Devo. That's what man has become. That's what man has become as a definition for the Magabund. Devo. Yesterday, we're going back to what we were. We're going to take the women by the hair and we're going to yank them, and we got our club and we're going to go out and be, like the caveman. That's what we're going to do. Flintstones. Bam, 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 bam. Love the Flintstones. That's where Wilma. That's where we're going to be going with all of it. And let me throw something else too. A man? What's a man? You know, it's like crazy. I used to think that men and women were, I used to think that men and women were just, even though we're different and we just kind of, we make each other better in so many different ways. But I thought that we have basically the same ethics that we do. You're taught to be upfront, to tell people what you believe, to go forward with it. A man doesn't lie to the world. A man doesn't sit there and say, I'm going to lie and make so that media will lie for me. A man doesn't sit there and go, I don't care what people say bad about everybody else. A man doesn't sit there and say, who cares about morals? I'm just going to cuss in front of the kids, do whatever I want to do all the time because I'm a man. I'm a man. I got muscles. I lift weights. I'm a man. I'm a man. Who's that? Stevie Winwood? Who sang that song? Marshall. Oh, who is it? I'm a man. Yes, I am. And I can't help but love you. So that's what these guys are. They're men. They don't know what a man is. A man is a real man. A real man, which is most of men in America. I believe that. Are just strong and smart and care about their families and care about the country and care about people. That's what a man is. A man doesn't go around trying to prove he's everything else. Though I'll tell you this, I still do love Hulk Hogan because when I saw the Hulkster pull that shirt off and start to rip that shirt off, I said, whoa, he just doesn't look as good as he did. But I've been watching the Mr. McMahon show. I think it's some show on Netflix or something Max. Great. I love the Hulkster. I told you, I'm always a WWE, WWF guy. Even back in the old days, Bruno Sammartino and Bobo Brazil with the cocoa butt and Hans Mortier. I loved them all. And so, am I a man because I did it? I loved Ray Morgan. He was the announcer. I was the old lady they had there who would always yell at the wrestlers, the bad guys, and they would threaten to chase her and jump her. Is that what a man was? Is that what the old guy wrestlers going after the old ladies? That worked. That's perfect. That's what you want to go back to. That's what Trump wants to go back to. MAGA, yesterday, when the country was what? Better? Everybody's this is a great country, man. Go where you want to go. Do what you want to do with whomever you want to. And that's the bottom line. Wasn't that a Mamas and Papas song? Says we're doing all that. You got to think, is this the type of person you want to vote for President of the United States? And while you're doing that, think about your senator. Because remember, you see how all these Republicans kneel to Trump? No matter what he says, they kneel in the Senate. They kneel in the House. Do you want those people to be running the House or the Senate as you're going forward? It looks tough for the Republicans. I love family. It looks tough for the Republicans right now. For the Democrats in the Senate. Democrats are in much better shape in 2 more years. They could take the Senate back. It's tough right now. Looks like they're going to lose Montana. Looks like they're going to lose West Virginia. They got some other issues in some other areas. But the House, they can take the House. But you don't. You got to look at where you're going. You got to vote the ticket. You got to make sure where you stand. Now, my call. I think Kamala Harris is going to win this election. I can't hold back any longer. I just thought it for a while. Dr. V has been complaining around me for the last couple of months. Oh, the numbers look bad. Oh, she doesn't have a chance. Oh, this. Oh, that. That's Dr. V, okay? Because Dr. V, he's more tapped into feelings and what things are happening out there. Me, I've just been saying, I just think that Trump blew it at the Madison Square Garden thing. I don't think that the rally itself was bad. I think it was a good basic rally. But putting those people up and putting the hate up, he had one guy up there calling Kamala the Antichrist. How do you sit there and let somebody get up and be a speaker at your rally for president and say that Kamala Harris is the Antichrist and raise the cross and do it? I just think it's starting to open people's eyes. I just think people are starting to realize that this is a problem. Now, I'm not taking a position. I'm just saying the position as to who I'm voting for. I think it's a bit obvious, but my point is I'm talking politics. I'm talking what I think is going to happen. I could be 100% incorrect, but I'll tell you this. Where I've been 100% correct is if you go on Just an American Citizen and look at my long stuff from the last few years talking about foreign policy, talking about the end of the American century, you will see, and I think Dr. V will tell you, I was calling this is all during Trump, I was calling all this to happen. It's just too obvious and it's happening. Please go on Just an American Citizen. Look at that stuff. Please give us thumbs up. Please subscribe. We have a poll on Just an American Citizen on a post please vote for either Kamala, Trump, or do you think it's going to the Electoral College? And then, of course, you got to roll over to Dr. V, Joe Talks, so you can see what's going on there. But that's all part of it. And please, we appreciate where you're going for this. I love all these people with Trump, but thank you, S. Peters. I love you, but I'm trying to understand, what is it you like about Trump? I'm looking here. I'm looking. Where is it? Kamala for respect. I like that. For Kamala, get some Kamala. We're at Trump 2024. I see that all the time. Oh, I don't understand this either. Why do so many Trump supporters come on there and put on TDS? Why do you think Trump has derangement syndrome? I don't understand, Dr. V. If you're supporting Trump, why are you putting up there that Trump has derangement syndrome? You know I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to disagree. But if you're a Trump supporter, you put up there TDN, you're talking about Trump having derangement syndrome. And we all know he has derangement syndrome. Why would Trump supporters want to put that up? I have problems with all. He's not a politician, Scotty. He ain't nothing but a bag of hot air. He's garbage. He's a traitor. He led the insurrection. What do you mean he's not a politician? I wish he was a politician. This guy is just horrible. And he has been. He blew the foreign affairs, horrible in foreign affairs. He was a part of what happened in Afghanistan, part of what led to Biden's disastrous exit of Afghanistan by letting out 5,000 killers of the Taliban. He let out 5,000 killers of the Taliban. Let them get out there. That was Trump. Let them get out there and do their thing. He goes around. He talks about the Abraham Accords out with Iran. In the Middle East. He did nothing with the Palestinians. What happened? When you're doing the art of the deal, you make the deal with all parties. The art of the deal is you make a deal with all parties, especially when you're in a strong position. But he was too dumb to do that because that's not what he does. He's so transactional, he could only look at this. And remember, please look at American history. Nobody likes to read American history, especially the Supreme Court. But forgetting that, we had a Great Depression. A Great Depression, which led in the 30s, which led to World War II. That Great Depression in many ways was brought on by major tariffs and laws put up to stop trade with the rest of the world. It didn't work. We really killed our economy. All the rest of the world's economy got killed. As a result of that, we had a Great Depression. As a result of that, luckily for America, a great leader arose, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. But that's what happened there. And when you look at tariffs and you see that's embedded charge. I ain't calling it a tax. It's an embedded charge, and all the importers are already saying that they are going to take those additional charges and they're going to charge it to you and me. That's what's going to happen. But Trump, who isn't a politician, doesn't care because he's a billionaire. Look at Trump media. Look at his stock going up and down based on what's going on in this election. Bottom line is, that'll kill everything, really kill our economy. We got a pretty good economy right now. Food is outrageous. It's still outrageous. The costs everywhere else are coming down. Gas here is like $2.80 for regular, $2.85. Wow. I mean, it's starting to really come down. The Fed's done their job. It's starting to come around. What do you want to walk away from? Every other country in the world would love to have our economy. They would beg to have our economy. That's why countries like Russia and China and all the rest want to take us down, because they know what we've got. They want what we've got. That's why people want to come here and be a part of what we are. Not to destroy us, to be a part of what we are. To make us great, to make us greater, to keep this going, to take our problems and our history and learn and keep building and making it better as we become a greater country. That's not what Trump calls for. And that's why I have an absolute problem with ever voting for a traitor like that. He almost makes Benedict Arnold look like he was kind of pro-American. He did fight for America. He went up to Canada. That was a crazy invasion. He went up to Canada, ended up losing part of his mobility with his leg, but he had to have his money. He turned on George Washington. He turned on America, and he tried to turn over West Point to the British. And then he led the British in attacks against Americans. You don't think we got a guy who would do the same thing? This guy led Americans against Americans at the Capitol. Boom. Boom. Gaslight. I love people saying we're gaslight. I want to note something very quickly. I put it up there, and Dr. V has too. We do not get paid anything for this. We have no right, Dr. V? No compensation. We're not paid anything. We tell you, yeah, Richard, leave. We tell you what we believe and what we think. That's the bottom line here. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's paying Joe. Nobody's giving compensation to Joe, and nobody's giving compensation to me. So when you're hearing us tell you how we feel, I see Joe putting a lot of stuff in there, and I'm jumping up and down. That ain't gaslighting. That's telling you how we feel, because we're not getting paid or given consideration by anybody. So remember that when you listen. It's not anything but, I know I look at it as, I'm just an American citizen. That's why that's my title up there. That's why, please subscribe. That's why I love it. Please subscribe. Dr. V, Joe Talks. But that's why I'm just an American citizen, because I'm like everyone else. Let me tell you something. You sit there, you go, hey, he's just gaslighting. Yeah, I've always been a Democrat. Let me tell you a couple things, though. I voted for Reagan in 1984. I wasn't a Reagan fan. I voted for Reagan. I thought he did a pretty good job. I voted for George Bush #1 in 88. I'm a Democrat. So I don't have problems doing that kind of stuff and saying the other side is good and we have to use them and help them help us. So I'm open about all that. It doesn't matter what party you are. You don't get gaslit. We just talk it the way it is. Okay, Dr. V, you got anything to say there?
Just get out there and vote, and we'll see how we do on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll go live Tuesday sometime.
No, what we're looking at there, Dr. V's giving it away. He always gives it away. See, Trump's great. Trump knows how to kind of lead you on to make you want to wait. Dr. V just lays it out there. That's why he's Dr. V. He's the man. I'll tell you this, as you see Trump, he had trouble opening that door. He's 80, what is he, 78 years old. It's like crazy. That's what makes me wonder about these people. Oh, I don't know about these other countries where their guys are like 85 or 90 years old. They love them as their leaders. Either way, bottom line is this. We love you. Vote. You got to vote. Please vote. Please vote. A very important election. We love you. Thank you very much for watching us. Thank you for the thumbs up. We are going to be here Tuesday night around 10. Figuring that's a good time to be able to come in and get a feel for what's going on. We'll be seeing votes coming in. I could be 100% wrong, but I think it's Kamala. I'm calling Kamala, and I think whoever wins wins going away. Not in a blowout like Reagan did to Carter in the second term, but wins blowing away. Okay, you have a prediction, Dr. V, before we run?
Comes down to Pennsylvania. Going to be close.
It's good. I love hearing. I'll tell you, I love Pennsylvania. I went to school there for 4 years. That's when I fell in love with this guy. My PB, one of my best buddies for 53 years. The man. Okay, we love you. And we'll see you Tuesday night, 10 o'clock or a little bit later. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for everything. And once again, please go into Just an American Citizen. Give us thumbs up here. Please subscribe. Please vote in the poll. Kamala, Trump, or the Electoral College. Is that going to go to the House? And remember one other little thing I want to throw in quickly. I think by people calling her by her first name, Dr. V, I think that helps personalize her and helps her chances even more. That's all part of it for me. That's where we are. Please go in and please make sure you go into Joe Talks. Dr. V, Joe Talks, and subscribe. We'll see you Tuesday at 10. And that's the way it is, period. We love you. Thank you very much. See you all later.